Oh, Drayton has a job. When the heck did that happen? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So with the week wrapping up and OTAs finished for its first week, we have a couple roster moves done throughout the league that have pertained to the Packers. The first one being Tyler Lancaster. Now, Tyler Lancaster was one of the last remaining few agents that the Packers have not re-signed this offseason, and he has officially been re-signed by the Las Vegas Raiders, where apparently he is rejoining Mo Drayton, which I had no idea that the Raiders signed him. So in a weird way, we ironically traded Mo Drayton for Rich, which I'm fine with at this current point in time. Now, it's not shocking we didn't sign Tyler back to the squad in the offseason. He wasn't a very good player for us. He had a terrible year last year. He was a depth piece for us along the line and in special teams. But with the signing of Jarran Reed to the squad and also drafting Devontae Wyatt, our line has gotten much better to where he was expendable. And on the special team side, he was on the opposite side of pretty much like the block punts that have occurred throughout the entire regular season or the blocked field goals. He just was not a good player for us, so it's not shocking we didn't sign him. The Packers also made other moves in showing that they weren't going to really sign Tyler back to the squad, in claiming Chris Slayton off waivers from the 49ers, so it was kind of obvious that Tyler was not going to be back this year for the Packers. Moving on to another player that we did lose in free agency in offseason was tackle Dennis Kelly to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, Dennis Kelly did have a good regular season with us. He was a depth piece along the offensive line, and our offensive line got hurt week after week, it felt like. He ended up playing 10 games while starting 4 of them for a total of 300 offensive snaps. But the game that most people remember from him, unfortunately, is the 49ers game where he started right tackle. And he had a horrible game. Dennis Kelly was obviously the weakest link amongst the 5 on the offensive line and someone they attacked to try to get pressure to Rodgers. On the stat sheet for that game, he did allow 1 sack and 5 pressures, and he was also called for 2 penalties. So I believe after that performance, leaving a bad taste in the Packers fans and probably the front office, they were willing to let him go and try to find other offensive linemen elsewhere, especially through the draft. And the last player we lost to free agency this week was safety Henry Black to the New York Giants. I'm a little shocked we didn't sign Henry Black back already to the squad, considering safety depth is a concern. Yes, we have Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage, but who's that third safety? He did play a lot of snaps for us last year, producing 46 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 2 passes defended, along with an interception from Kyler Murray. So he was on the field a bit, and he saw a lot of playing time on the defensive side with 24% of the snaps, and on the special team side at 74% of the snaps. So he was a regular player in a sense. Now, of course, this isn't the end of the world, but the Packers should be looking for finding that third safety that we typically use. We might not be using the dime set as much with the drafting of Quay Walker, so the percentages of a third safety might go down, but we should still look for a depth piece at safety, and we could end up signing a veteran free agent still. Now, in some roster moves for the Packers, they did end up signing tight end Eli Wolf from waivers from the Colts. Eli Wolf has been in the league for about 2 years. He played with the Baltimore Ravens, where he was an undrafted free agent. He was cut and didn't make the final 53-man roster, but he did go into their practice squad. And then he ended up playing for the Colts, but he only played on their practice squad and he was never called up to the actual 53-man roster. So not entirely sure what to expect, but Green Bay does do its due diligence in checking all types of corners and making sure some undrafted free agents just don't slip through the corners, such as Allen Lazard. And lastly, the Packers signed 2 more of their rookie draft picks in Romeo Doubs and Zach Tom, which leaves just Christian Watson as the final unsigned draft pick for us. It's not entirely shocking that Watson is not signed. It probably comes down to contracts and the guaranteed monies, and he might be waiting for whoever's picked at 33 of what he gets to try to base his contract off. I wouldn't be too worried at all. He showed up to the rookie minicamp. He showed up to OTAs. He's been practicing. So this is really no worrying. It's kind of just a procedure and he'll be signed. So there's no worry there. So with Memorial Day coming up next Monday, that leaves OTAs starting on Tuesday the 31st and will run through June 2nd. And hopefully we have some media coverage and we can see more of what's going on in OTAs and get a final sense or a growing sense of how our roster could shape up to be and all the position battles that are going on. But as always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.